Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. We're heading to practice. And we woke up, we figured we'd shower. And we get ready to go. And to our lovely surprise, morning, Cody.
Morning.
Yeah.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
This is amazing. Here's what we came to in Springfield, Ohio.
Ohio? Missouri?
Missouri. Yeah.
Why?
We can't have one
Why?
stop without snow. Not one. It just can't happen. All of that for the day. So, it's a good thing we didn't drive my truck.
Still coming down.
I know, it's not going to stop either. I don't know. It did say it was supposed to snow, but I didn't think it was serious.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like 60 on Wednesday or something.
All right, so what's the plan today?
Well, Duncan.
Okay, I'm in.
Duncan.
Twist
Duncan's
my arm.
first.
Twist my arm.
Coffee. Sorry, he makes fun of me for the way I say coffee.
Coffee. We need some coffee. We need to go find his khakis. He's gonna wear some khakis.
He's awful.
All right, so we're going to get coffee.
Duncan, center, hopefully practice on a pattern or two. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then probably just rest up. Sounds like pulling hot
Food.
tub.
Food, hot tub. Yep, sounds
Relax, and then PTQ tomorrow.
good. All right, we're going to take you to the center. And we're going to go practice so you can watch us practice. We'll have a chat while we're there. How about that?
We're going to start digging our way out of this hole. We've got a final table with the familiar faces. When you're in the middle of that,
I have a mobile order for Cody.
Alright, go to pull around.
Hey, put it.
Somewhere where I don't brush against it. Ooh, these look good. These are the good kind of fries. These are like Checkers fries.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna eat first.
We are.
You see what we got in front of us? Look at these burgers.
These are amazing.
These giant monsters. Place is
This
called
is a-
Black Sheep.
Yeah, never been.
Never been here. Something new. So we're gonna eat here.
They have
And then
3
after-
different sauces
Yeah.
for the French fries.
Dipping sauces. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
I know. The sauce on the burger for me, it's called Bahad sauce.
Did it end with a B? I thought it was bad. Like it was bad.
No, Baahd.
You're right. Bad.
Bahad.
Bad.
Bahad.
All right. We're gonna eat, and then we're gonna have a chat.
Mine's blue. Yours is blue.
Okay.
I'm blue and I would die. Hey, what's that gas station over there?
It is come and go.
Oh, a what and go?
Come and go.
What and go?
Come and go.
Come and go. Oh,
Come and
okay.
With a K.
There's a come and go
With a K.
over here, spelled
This
with a
doesn't
K.
need to be in the...
Spelled with a K.
So dumb.
This is being in the vlog.
He doesn't know what to talk about, so he's talking about the gas station.
It's come and go. Do you want to go or are you coming? Are you coming? or
Well,
you
we are
going?
going to go to the come and go.
Are we?
Yeah, I need gas.
Oh, okay.
And I lost
gas.
a tank of gas to JR.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He bet on the 49ers.
I did take the 49ers, bang bang, didn't work. Unfortunate.
Loser buys a tank of gas.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Good thing we drove his car instead of my truck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saved some money.
Half the price. All right, so practice. Didn't bowl a whole lot, really.
Oh, you bowled for like an hour and a half. We found one lane that was a little bit more difficult than most of the other lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stupid. I
it
didn't
was
like
great.
it.
It was a great lane. Oh, it was a good lane.
It's dumb. It's dumb. Ball just hooked from everywhere. Well, actually, not from everywhere.
It just hooked early.
Just hooked in the front a
It
lot.
just hooked at 10 feet.
So it was hard to get it through it. And if you got it through it without
was-
the right rotation, it was.
Yeah, it was really easy to either big four or bucket.
It's like one of those things. If you rotated a little bit more, it would see the front friction more.
So it would get
So it would
offline.
Get offline. But then if you rolled it forward, you could get it through it, but then it would never get through the pins because it didn't have enough rotation.
So you had to be soft enough that you could float it through that spot without it trying to get offline, but still being able to have rotation on it so that it could like face up to the pins correctly. And
Difficult.
it was, yeah, you had to have a little bit of touch, and
So I just said screw it and I moved left. And
you moved left, and then he started striking. It wasn't very fair.
We got her. We got to figure it out. That's kind of one of those things where you were talking about earlier with this learning the whole bowl U thing and the friction zones and stuff. It's like I'm not trying to make this whole thing my identity. Like I'm trying to still use what I know and add these things into it.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Yeah, so
It's
that
a
way I
tool.
can see things a little bit more
Absolutely.
different. Because it's like when we were talking about that lane, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, there's no chance. I can get it through there, but it's got no chance to strike. And you're like, oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Not unless I move left. Not unless I find a little bit.
I struck a lot with the magic gem right there. It was fine.
I was using a Pride, the Dynasty,
I think so.
orange and blue one, and I had it at 1,000, and this thing was. I could, if I rolled it forward, it would, and then go straight
That lane
towards
was
the
so
bucket.
easy. He
Yeah.
didn't even know.
It was easy once I moved 7 left.
Yeah, it was.
It was good then. But it was funny. That's one of those things, though, where I'm like, okay, so this ball's too slow. It's seeing it too much in the front. So then I grabbed that Widow 3.0 thinking maybe it'll just scoot through there. No, that quickness
just got
made
offline.
it see it faster. And it got, so that's
Yeah.
where a lot of people make a mistake is they constantly go to the weaker, cleaner balls in that situation. And their ball sees that friction zone that much faster because it just wants
and-
it wants to hook off of it immediately.
Yeah, because like what a lot of people don't understand is you know if you're using some bigger balls that hook early,
That come and go.
yeah. If you
So stupid.
It's such a dumb name. Like, where did they come up with that? I don't know. But either way. So, it's one of those things where, like, a lot of people think, oh, just because I went to this cleaner ball, now my ball's not going to hook early. And a lot of times it still does hook early. It just manages that friction differently.
It blends it.
Yeah, but, like, if you're already dealing with balls getting offline in the early friction, and then you try to go to a ball that's cleaner, quicker, it's going to end up a lot of the times if it sees that early friction the same way, it's just going to get offline, and you're going to be like, that's how you get people going to pairs where they throw it and they miss the head pin left, or they go runaway Brooklyn, and they're just like, where did that come from? And it's like, well, there's just extra early friction, and because your ball is quick, it gets offline quicker, and it can't project itself to the right. So
Yeah, which gets us into that topic we were talking about earlier, where it's like, which choice do you make based on scoring pace? Like,
Yeah.
do we battle the pair to pair by using the slower options to kind of blend the pairs so we know we're not going to see that craziness, or do we sacrifice the predictability for the chance to throw a 7-8 bagger?
yeah, I mean, it's an interesting discussion to have because everybody out here is good enough to strike 5 or 6 times with bad ball motion, right? Like we can all just throw it good enough to do that. And I think you brought up a really, really important part of that, which is the scoring pace, right? Like we talk about, at majors like the US Open or different things like that, other than the Players Championship this year, which was the highest scoring pace for a major in a very long time.
Anomaly.
Yeah. But like the scoring pace at majors, a lot of times if you average 205 to 210, you're cashing for the week and you have a chance to win the tournament. Whereas like with these PTQs and the events like we were just talking about the pattern we're bowling on tomorrow. There's a really good chance that
Scores could be
we're
through the
bowling on
roof.
like a version of the PBA house shot and we're bowling on 3.3 to 1. And for the guys out here, that's pretty easy.
That's 8 to 1 for guys out here.
Yeah, and when it starts at 3.3 to 1 with 12 and a half minutes of practice, and then you're about a game in, now it's 7 to 1 pretty quick, and scores are going to get through the roof. So, I think you bring up such a good point with the scoring pace side of it, because we have to make decisions based off of that. But it does go into the whole process of when you're gathering information, the scoring pace is one of the things you need to be gathering and considering, right? Like, if you only have to shoot 210 every game, you probably should make different lane play strategy decisions than if you have to shoot 230 every game. So
It's kind of like that, like what you were talking about with Greg the other day, where he's like, well, how do I know what ball to start with? And it's like, do I start? You're going to have multiple options. You're going to have 4 or 5 bowling balls that are probably going to get there. You've got to make a decision. Do you want it to be slow and predictable, so that way going from pair to pair is going to be easier? Or do you want the less predictable choice that might give you a 7 or an 8 bagger?
yeah, there's a lot of times where you feel like you're in between a spot where it's like, well, I can throw this ball, and every time I miss, I'm going to plaque 10 or wrap 10 or 4-pin or those types of misses. Or I can throw this ball where every time I throw it good, it 100% strikes. But every time I miss, there's a chance I get 6. Yeah, so...
Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke.
Wow, he's such a dad. He got told he was a father figure.
Oh, I did. We were at Buffalo
Wild Wings last night.
The kid, it was dumb. The kid walked up to me and I ordered a beer, and
Well, first off, he didn't know that Angry Orchard was a beer.
That's true. I had
That was
a
interesting.
cider because I wanted something sweeter. So I'm like, all right. He's like, how old are you? And I'm like, how old do I look? He's like, well, if you look under, what do you say, 39, under 40. And I'm like, oh, good, I look under 40. So I gave him my ID. And then he comes back later on and he's like, are you guys like father-son or something here? And I'm like, what? He says, well, you just seem like the more father figure type. Well, I mean, I am a father, so I guess that makes sense, but he looks that much
He's
younger
old.
than me. Good grief.
He's just old.
I'm the old sexy guy. It's fine.
He is.
It's okay.
He's very old.
But anyway, so making those ball choices is tough.
Yeah, like if we went to that lane, like that we were practicing on today, and you just watched me do what I was doing with the Magic Gem, you would probably look at it and be like, this lane's super tight. And then you throw a shot on it, and you're like, I'm talking during a tournament.
Yeah.
If you watch me doing that, in comparison to like what guys were doing on the other lanes around us, you'd be like, well, this lane's super tight. And then you throw a shot on there and you'd be like, my ball hooks at 10 feet. Why is this lane hooked so much in the front part of the lane? And it was just, but I had manipulated so many characteristics about how I was actually throwing the bowling ball to be able to use it that way, that I was choosing that to match up. So is that the right decision? Like, I could have just moved 10 left and thrown it over the left gutter and probably struck a bunch and been fine with like a quicker ball. But is that the best decision based off of whatever other factors there are, like scoring pace or
So that's like that last
position of the
pair you hit
tournament?
last week.
Yeah.
So you get to that pair and all of a sudden it hooks 11 more. So,
Yeah.
You just clearly didn't make the right move. You should have moved 11 before you even threw your first shot. You should have just known.
I moved.
I don't know how you didn't know.
I moved 4 the first shot.
I don't know how you didn't move 11. This is why you're not a good bowler, is because you don't make the blind 11.
I had a really bad pair, shot 196. It was really, really bad game, like really bad. And just missed the cut because of it.
Yeah, that happens.
Whereas normally 196 on a bad pair's good score.
Not in a sprint.
Not when you got to shoot 233 every game. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to actively say, I don't think you're going to have to average 230 tomorrow to make the
I don't think
main
so.
field.
I don't think so.
I don't think
See,
so.
So this conversation leads me to I made the wrong decision last week for the most part. I chose too safe of ball motion, which is why I averaged 210.
I still
Because
think
couldn't
you-
bowl. I didn't have ball reaction to strike.
I still
enough.
think if you just had used, I mean, we discussed this obviously, the drive home and this past week, but he felt like he had a little bit too much surface, and I don't necessarily think that was wrong. I think if you had used less surface, you would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I think the surface made it safer for me.
Yeah.
I didn't see as much transition because I really didn't see anything different pair to pair for the most part, except I noticed every left lane I couldn't
Sure.
get the corners to
They
fall.
were all tighter,
Couldn't
yeah.
get my ball to read the right part of the lane.
And that was just
so,
they were tighter in the front part of the lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. So this week, I know we talked about it a little bit, and there was a clip that went out if you guys want to check it out. But we do have the Keo Machine this week, so a little bit different way the oil is put onto the lane. Mm-hmm. So we might see some different type of things happen tomorrow and this week throughout the field. So I'm intrigued to see where that. I think it's going to affect the scoring pace. So could make it higher or lower.
It's going to be fun either way. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Especially we get the ball in long. First time this year, I get a ball in long other than the U.S. Open, which that was 49 feet.
And hearing how they're actually doing the exempt field next, I don't think we can talk about it yet, but...
We can talk about it. I think it's announced.
Was it announced?
They announced it at the first event, and we talked about it in roll call. I would assume that
We didn't talk about the entry fee thing, or did they?
I don't know about that part.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
yeah, we just won't talk about it just to be safe. But the way they announced the fields for next year is kind of cool. So it's kind of added incentive for trying to make it.
Yeah, they're Bolero is actively working to help make sure that the tour has some different avenues for us to get out here. As of right now, technically with how this season is, and last year, it was if you weren't in the top 50, other than for the U.S. Open and the Players' Championship, you were bowling PTQs. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There are going to be some other avenues to be able to get yourself exempt, if that's the word we want to use. I don't know if that's technically what they're calling the field.
I don't know what they're calling it.
I don't know either, but...
Elite field?
Elite field, I think that is the word they're using.
You want to make yourself elite?
Yeah, so there's going to be some other different ways to earn your way onto tour, which could be nice.
Yeah.
So, and it gives
just
hope.
Just win. That's all you got to do.
Winning won't matter.
So I did hear, they didn't, it will. You didn't say it wouldn't, they're not taking away the title rule?
I still was told different, but
we'll see. I guess we'll
we'll
find
see.
out.
That's one I don't know. I've heard two different things now because I was told the opposite before the year started by everybody, and then this is the first time I was told the opposite.
I mean, that's the guy that runs everything.
I know.
So
I know. So that's why
that's kind of scary.
I know. So
because that takes that takes a ton away from people. But anyway,
it does. But yeah, it'll be fun. We're starting this little stretch. Obviously, these events are a lower tier event, so they're not worth as many points. But the truth is like you find a way to make a show or give yourself a little cushion here. I mean, finishing second or third in one of these is a lot of points. It still adds up for the end of the year, and it makes that goal of trying to get to the top 43, which is the number for this year.
Yeah, you guys saw the
a lot
prize
better.
fund there. I showed you the prize fund. So you see bottom cash, 32nd place of 64 bowlers is $2,500. So they're kind of doing some cool
That's
things
better than
there.
last year. Last year was only 2,000, so that's gone up.
Yeah.
We've seen the prize funds go up. The majors, I believe, the min cash was 4,000 at the Players, so that was a lot more than last year. So there's a lot of good changes, a lot of good things happening.
We're getting there.
The Elite League, I think we talked about it a bunch today with Tony, and I think the Elite League is great. I hope you guys watch it. You really should. It's good content. It's great to watch. It's really fun. And
Team bowling's fun.
yeah, team bowling's great. Like, who knows? We might get to see one of the greatest storylines of the year. Dallas Strikers are 0-4 through 4 matches. They still got like 12 matches left. Who knows? Maybe they make a run and win the league. You don't know.
You never know.
But we can get those kind of storylines now, and I think it's really cool that they're pushing that way and moving more into it because I think it's really good for our sport, and I really hope people support it and it keeps growing. So,
Yeah.
especially because Bayside's. I don't know if JR's ever been there.
No.
I've bowled in Bayside. I made the top 8 at the Eliminator tournament a couple years ago, and there is nothing like bowling in that building. I don't care what anybody says. Bowling on TV, it doesn't matter. That place is loud, it's rowdy, it's fun, like it's great.
Yeah.
That place is amazing. So
All right, we're going to, so we bowl 7 games tomorrow morning, 8:30 Central Time. So we'll be putting some stuff together, try to get you as many shots as we can. We gotta bug Cody, make sure he takes some shots of himself and even people
yeah,
around him,
I'm
so we
bad
have
at that.
footage. So
I get too focused on the bowling part of it.
Yeah,
and
which is
bad with the
understandable.
camera thing.
So we're gonna go buy him a tripod to just set up behind his pair, so he can just have it running.
So my
And then
phone,
we can
my
just
phone's
take
gonna
some
die.
clips. Yeah,
basically.
that's all right. What's wrong with a dead phone?
I always forget to charge it at night, so it might not make it through the block.
You should probably charge it. I'll remind him to charge it. But
Thanks,
all right,
Dad.
This is a long. All right, son. We're gonna come and go over there, and then
We are.
we're gonna go get some gas at the come and go.
Yeah, and then we're at Best Buy, hotel,
Hot tub.
hot tub, and pool.
I'm probably gonna end this though. You guys don't get to see us in the hot tub. You get to see us chilling.
You're never seeing me in the hot tub. Never gonna happen.
You don't want to see him. In the
You
hot
don't
tub.
wanna see
You
that.
probably want to see my guns though. You know. Nah, maybe not. All right.
Pew,
We're out of
pew.
here. Shut up. We're out
Pew
of here.
pew.